And here's the 2-2 pitch from Maury Conley from Riley Vogt. Just off on the outside. Count runs full to Conley. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Making strikeout number 3 for Riley Vogt. Second of the inning for the Power. A.J. Bianchina now with 2 outs, nobody on. A.J.'s been in and out of the lineup after a really hot start, but he has been terrific on the base pass the entire season. 12 stolen bases on the year. Has yet to be caught stealing. Just looking to get aboard a little bit more so we can showcase that prowess. First pitch from Vogt. Swing and a miss. Now here's the 0-1. Pops up a mile in the air. Christian Robinson, the shortstop, waving everybody off. And Bianchina is retired. Another clean inning for Riley Vogt. The SoCal Mavericks trying to get aboard and give their pitcher a lead.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We're good?
Yep.
And welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium. Vince Hesbrick with Stephen Buxton. I heard that you might have missed the first innings. We want to give you a little bit of a recap of what we've seen so far. In the meantime, the SoCal Mavericks are seeing their top of third. Clint Dodson fouls the first pitch away. On the mound for the Power today, Alex Oliver. Allowed a base hit to lead things off, but has been clean for the most part since then. Second pitch bounces in. Was charged with an error, though. A.J. Bianchina flipped in the ball on a grounder and dropped it on his way to first, so Gio Garcia reached. But a double play got the Power out of the inning. And now here's Dodson in a 1-1 count. Grounder over to Bianchina at second. Fields it on the hop. Flip over to first. And the leadoff runner is retired. Christian Robinson now coming up, hitting in the 9 spot, playing shortstop. And Alex Oliver comes into this game with a 4.42 ERA, which is a bit above average for this Power team, a 3.6 ERA for the season. But it could definitely be argued that he's been the most valuable pitcher on this squad, despite that iffy statistical output. First pitch to Robinson, hacked foul. So Oliver has appeared in 11 games for the Power. That is the most of any pitcher on the team. In fact, it's 4 more than anybody else. And it hasn't all just been 1 inning either. He's gone 17. And across those 11 appearances and 17 innings, he has allowed a runner, and he has allowed a run in 2 of those 11 appearances. Count even at 1 apiece. So we'll look at those 2 outings in which runs were scored. One of them was on June 2nd. He'd already pitched 2 of the last 3 days going in. He needed 4 innings, allowed 2 earned runs. You could argue, based on the rest that he had at that point, that was not just an acceptable outing, but a genuinely good one, as Robinson takes low 2-1. The second outing he allowed runs in came the very next day, making his 4th appearance in 5 days. He allowed 5 hits, 2 walks in 1 inning, 5 earned runs, all of them earned, and that inflated his ERA, count even at 2 apiece. But outside of those 2 outings, he has not allowed a run. You could argue that based on the circumstances that led to the run and his dominance since then, he has a real argument at being among the most valuable pitchers in this crew.
And again, it's the availability, it's the dependability for Oliver. And you mentioned the fact that it's not just 1-inning hits out of the bullpen, but this is his 3rd outing this week as he gets the strikeout there. This is the 3rd outing this week, and they're all multi-inning outings. This is his 5th multi-inning outing of the season.
Robinson goes down, strikeout number 3 for Alex Oliver. He's allowed 1 hit on the day. The hit belongs to Tamatoa Mataafa Alferos. He led off the game with a hit, and here he is with 2 down in the 3rd. First pitch to Mataafa Alferos gets the inside for a strike. Off-speed pitch at 77.
And for Oliver, it's going to be interesting just seeing how he progresses through the second time through the lineup, because he's not necessarily a guy who's had to use 3 or 4 different pitches going out of the bullpen so often. But now we've seen the fastball, we've seen the curveball. Just what else? What's the next wrinkle he's going to pull out?
1-1 wave and a miss. 87 upstairs. Has Mataafa Alfaro swinging.
And I was talking to Alex Oliver earlier today on a radio hit we did, and he was just talking about how excited he is to pitch at sea level this summer after playing in the RMAC.
Wave and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Alex Oliver. Mataafa Alferos goes down. The Palm Springs Power offense is ready to work in the bottom of 3.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Welcome back to Palm Springs, where the Power and the Mavericks tied up at 0 apiece in the bottom of 3. Vince Hesbrick with Stephen Buxton with you on this beautiful Saturday evening. We have a fun new name leading off for the Power, Derek Hurtado, playing in just his 2nd game with the squad.
Yeah, and Derek Hurtado, again, it's his 2nd game with the squad. He was playing in the West Coast League earlier this summer, but some things went wrong with both the team and league as far as just his positioning there. So makes a call. He's got some connections down here, and the Power opened him with welcome arms, and he's just happy to be out here. He loves the warm weather out here in California, and, of course, for him, it's closer to home, too.
First pitch from Riley Vogt. A bunt goes foul as Ramon Valenzuela has to duck away. Hurtado, my mistake, played against the California Halos 3 days ago. 4 at-bats, had a base hit and drew a walk, scored a run. And here he is in his second game. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And of course, when you hear about a guy switching teams, you got to understand that for these players, when they play over the summer, they want to get at-bats. A lot of times they're here to obviously win some games, but here to develop as well. And Casey Dill's been open about that being his number one goal for his guys. So for Derek, I mean, switching teams, it's never easy, but you got to do what you got to do in certain spots. 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Another strikeout for Riley Vogt, 4th of the day already.
And Vince, you mentioned that Casey Dill wants to develop his players. He wants everyone to get at-bats and do what they need to do in the summer. But it's not just something that's straight up given to you, though, because you need to go earn it. So as long as these players can go and earn that playing time and can put up solid numbers, or at least just, look the part out on the field, that's what Casey needs. He needs to know that he can trust these players in game.
First pitch to Ramon Valenzuela, hitting in the 9 spot, low for a ball. Another guy who's trying to earn that opportunity, and Ramon has done his part through 7 at-bats in 2 games. He has 4 base hits, 7 RBIs. 1-0 pitch, just outside with the off-speed pitch, 2-0.
And Vince, I'm never going to say that it's, a seamless and completely easy transition to switch teams, but for the Power itself, with guys coming from Cal State San Bernardino, it's got to make it a little bit easier when you've got 4 or 5 of your college teammates in that clubhouse.
Third pitch called a strike, 2-1. Valenzuela known for his bat. Played short yesterday, had 2 errors, also made some highlights. 3-1 now to Ramon. Just 1 base hit for the Power in this game. Owen Michelson led things off with a base hit. He's on deck. Caden Richards ground into a double play after that. Hitters count for Valenzuela. High drive out to deep right field, but not deep enough. And Tamatoa Mataafa Alferos gets out number 2.
Vince, that wasn't a bad pitch, and that wasn't a bad swing. He just missed it. I mean, that thing, it wasn't hit too hard, but 323 feet off the back. But the big key, it was almost at a 40% launch angle. And that's just not going to do it. You got to keep the ball a little bit lower, so he just got under what could have been extra bases.
Owen Michelson, like we said, has a lone hit of the game for the Power. He's getting his second crack at Riley Vogt. 2 down, nobody out. But we know for the Palm Springs Power, a team that plays small ball as well as anyone, great at passing the baton. As long as the inning's still going, they got a chance to put up some numbers. 1-0 pitch to Owen off the plate, 2-0.
And it's not a team that plays small ball because the athletes can't, hit the ball hard or go for extra bases. But sometimes you just got to play with the field you're playing at. And for Palm Springs Stadium, it's just a big yard out here, 350 to each corner and a tall wall.
2-0 pitch. Drops in for a strike right at the bottom of the zone at 69.
I mean, you just saw that fly ball by Ramon Valenzuela, 323 off the bat, and that thing wasn't even close to the warning track.
350 at both corners. For reference, Yankee Stadium, 316, so that would have been a homer there. Hitters count for Owen Michelson, trying to reach safely for his second time today and give Caden Richards a chance with a man on. Here's a 3-1 from Riley Vogt. Ball 4. That got a bit of the plate, but Vogt can't get the call, and Michelson gets aboard for the second time today.
And Vince, while we're on the subject of just the field dimensions, I mean, it really struck me a couple days ago when you were here only, maybe 2 days, and you said it's hard to really track some of the home runs in this yard because no one's used to seeing a field this big unless you're at the major league level.
Yeah.
And even then, you said the Yankee Stadium or Citizens Bank Park, not all parks are that big.
Richards on the ground, long throw across. Oh, what a highlight. Christian Robinson at shortstop for the Mavericks takes one away from Caden Richards and ends the threat. Riley Vogt strong again through 3. His offense will try and do some damage at the top of 4.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Jake Starr, the center fielder, leads things off for the Mavericks from Southern California. We are tied up at the top of 4. The Palm Springs Power won by double digits yesterday against this Mavericks team, but give a lot of credit to Riley Vogt on the mound for the Mavericks. Done a great job of stifling this power unit so far.
And Vince, at the top of the game, we talked about how important the starting pitching is for the Power and Alex Oliver, but I think it's not just more important for the Mavericks. It might be 2 or 3 times more important because the way that this Mavericks team can win this game is through the pitching. They're not going to win a game and outslug the Power, but if they keep this, a 3-2, 4-3 game, that's how they can.
1-1 pitch, fouled back, make it 1-2. We talked about how Riley Vogt has done such a great job for the Mavericks on the hill. Alex Oliver as well has been spotless in the runs category. 1-2 pitch. Inside, can't get the call. Oliver's been consistently throwing in the upper 80s. That fastball at 86.
And Vince, I mentioned earlier how he's excited to throw at sea level, not just because he played in the RMAC, the Division II conference that Colorado Pueblo played in, which is one of, if not the most offensive conferences in all of college baseball. But he's just excited to play in this warm weather, play at sea level, because he's not used to his pitches moving like they do here.
Jake Starr fouls off the payoff pitch. It was funny. I was looking at Alex Oliver's college stats, and the ERA was about 7. I thought, oh, that's not great. But I looked at his teammate stats, and it turns out that Oliver had a pretty darn good season.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier today, and he said pitcher of the year in his conference.
On the ground to shorts. And it gets by Valenzuela. Well, we know that infield defense has been an issue for this Power team. Valenzuela gets an opportunity. We've seen some movement, and that's now his 3rd error in the last 2 games.
Yeah, and with Valenzuela, it wasn't a hard hit ball, but it wasn't, some 65-mile-an-hour looper that you could practically just wait on. It looked like he didn't just catch it in between hops, but it looked like he brought his head up a little bit too early to try and focus on getting that throw off.
Bouncer over the head of Richards at third. Star will stop at second. Malachi Meni at first. 2 runners on, nobody out for the Mavericks.
And Vince, we mentioned earlier today that the Mavericks, if you're going against a guy like Alex Oliver who throws strikes at a rate that he does, you want to, again, force the issue. You want to be the hammer and going out there and taking a pitch that it's not the best pitch in the world to hit. It's in on the hands, but it's still in the zone. If you're able to do something with it, I mean, that's just a great piece of hitting and a great job by Malachi Meni.
Nathan Macias waves and misses at the first pitch from Alex Oliver. Jake Starr at second got a board on an error. Malachi Meni grounder with enough force that got over the head of Richards at third. 0-2 count to Macias. Macias 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out looking. And his second strikeout of the day. This one swinging. It's another strikeout for Alex Oliver. He's up to 5 on the day.
Well, Oliver may have that error in the second inning, but aside from that, he has looked fantastic so far. And again, that fastball, he gets a couple different shapes on that one. He turned it down a little bit, got a little bit more run on it, and it just worked right at the bottom of the zone. I mean, there's not a ton you can do with that pitch.
Tyler Dorn takes 83 off the plate for ball 1. Flew out to center, gave it a ride, but ultimately Jaden Sanchez was there. 1-0 pitch on the ground. Richards over to second. Bianchina, there's one to first. It's a double play. The third double play of the game that we've seen. The second turned by the Palm Springs Power. 2 on, nobody out, but the defense comes up big for Palm Springs. Now their offense will try and do their job in the bottom of 4.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
And welcome back to the bottom of 4 here in Palm Springs. The Power have 1 hit on the day. We're scoreless through 3.5 innings. But their defense has been lights out. Alex Oliver, great job on the mound. And despite an error allowed by the Palm Springs Power defense last inning, they turned an electric double play to get themselves out of a jam. And now Jaden Sanchez will lead things off. Sanchez got hit by a pitch back in the first, ultimately left stranded. Just 1 hit for the Palm Springs Power. They scored 15 runs yesterday, just trying to break through. And they'll have the chance to do it against a new pitcher, but in all honesty, we're trying to figure out the name of this gentleman on the mound.
You're gonna love the source if I have this.
All right.
James Cardenas. And you want to see that source?
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces.
Tyler Nelson's a former Power catcher. He played with the Power for the last 3 seasons between the Power and the PSCL. This is his first summer away from Palm Springs, so he's really familiar with this place. I got to talk to him the other day. But when I saw them on the schedule, and when I realized, wait, Nelly's playing with SoCal Mavericks, I reached out and basically just texted him, hey, you're my Mavericks insider now. Can you send over your roster?
Gotta do what you gotta do. Great piece of investigative journalism. 0-1 pitch, wave and a miss.
You know, Walter Cronkite walked so I could run.
That's a stretch.
I never saw that guy DMing players on Instagram.
Because maybe he was. He just wasn't bragging about it whenever he was on the air. 0-2 pitch to Sanchez. Takes outside, 1-2. Well, we know that every single pitcher for the Mavericks is going to have to do their job. Riley Vogt definitely did his. And a drive out to left field. It will hang up in left for Gio Garcia, out number 1.
And that's just a great pitch by James Cardenas. A curveball right on the outer half of the plate at the bottom of the zone. After a couple fastballs, he was able to speed up Sanchez. A good job getting the barrel on it, able to time it up, but he just missed it. And it's just really hard to slow yourself down that much when there's a 10, 12 mile an hour difference.
Nick English takes the first pitch down the middle for strike 1. That pitch listed at 77 miles per hour. Did have a lot of horizontal break. That might be the slider. And at 86, there's the gas. English plays catcher, but is at first today. And that's been a common theme we've seen for the Power throughout this entire season. 2-1 now. Is catchers playing other positions. Owen Michelson, he's catcher today for the Power. Usually plays in the outfield. Just a matter of trying to get your best bats on the field any possible way. 2-1, bottom of the zone, 3-1 now.
And it's a problem that the Power haven't necessarily had to deal with in the last couple years, but this season just to an extreme. I mean, catcher might be the most loaded position on this team. They've got 3 legitimate Division I catchers here.
English gets aboard. It's a 5-pitch walk. And with 1 out and a man on, Blake Browning coming up.
And then you also consider that 2 of them by a rates basis with Michelson and Brett Williams, and Williams isn't even in the lineup. I mean, they're 2 of the, I don't know, maybe 5 best players just on the rate stats alone. Again, it's not cumulative. Williams has more of the cumulative stats than Michelson. But again, just by a rate basis, I mean, they are just outstanding.
Word on the street is that Brett will be available in this game if needed. Still scoreless. Power trying to break it open. First pitch to Blake Browning in there for a strike at 86.
And with how this game's going right now with the Power scoreless, I mean, do not be surprised if that's sooner rather than later.
Nick English just walked. He's at first. 0-1 pitch. Didn't offer. 1-1.
And Blake, I know last at bat he struck out, but he's a guy who can change the game with one swing. I mean, his last time out, 104 miles an hour off the bat a couple days ago with a long fly.
Two-one now. We've seen the past few games, the lower part of the plate has been a strike, the upper part not as much. And that pitch clipped the zone a little bit, but it's 2-1. Oh, look over at first, tight played, safe. Nick English, a healthy lead to say the least, but able to get back in time.
Vince, you don't see that all that often when it's as blatant as Tyler Nelson literally just stopped calling the signs and just pointed at first base.
2-1, nice pitch for a strike.
But you mentioned the zone being lower called more than higher. I mean, these guys have all experienced various levels of baseball, especially at the college level, and I'm pretty sure if you ask any of them, as long as it's consistent, they'll take it.
2-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Browning. It'll be up to Amari Conley to extend the inning.
Yeah, Blake Browning right there just looked like he got tied up between two pitches. Looked like he was seeing that fastball at the top of the zone. There was a couple of them, a couple high fastballs earlier in that at-bat, but again, that great slider by Cardenas. I mean, you mentioned the vertical or the horizontal break on that one. That one was almost a foot.
First pitch on the ground. That's through for a base hit. English will stop at second. 2 aboard, 2 out for A.J. Bianchina.
I mean, look out, Vince. Amari Conley might be heating up again. I mean, another hit, and we saw all season long, the issue has been he's hitting so many ground balls, and he's been hitting balls right at fielders, but the positive is he's putting the ball in play at a really high rate, and right there, again, as long as it gets to the outfield, you don't really care how it got there.
First pitch to A.J., driven in the similar spot, and it gets through. English on his way home, another bobble in left field. Bianchina to second. English scores. Another runner touches home. It will not count because the tag was applied at second. But the Palm Springs Power, in unorthodox fashion, get one across and lead 1-0.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for. Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
The bottom of the fifth ended in an unusual way for the Palm Springs Power. A.J. Bianchina reached on an E3 that got underneath the glove of Malachi Meni for the Mavericks. And a bobble in right field sent Bianchina to second. He was thrown out, but Amari Conley touched home before Bianchina was tagged, and that means the score now for the Power is 2-0 as we are in the top of the sixth.
And it was really close, but that's just what you love about Amari Conley and his athleticism, able to beat that out. He had to run all the way from first, and just being able to get that run, I mean, that was probably by the difference of about half a second where he beat him.
Gio Garcia up 2-0 in the count. Alex Oliver has had a strong outing through 4. Popped up, twisting towards the seats. And Nick English will watch it bounce into third base line. Two hits for both teams, 1 error for the Mavericks. It's an unearned run allowed by James Cardenas, who had a strong inning for the most part. Walked Nick English. Amari Conley got a ground ball that got through for a base hit. 3-1 to count. And then Bianchina gets that, takes advantage of the error to reach 2-run score, but you got to give credit to Amari Conley because his hustle getting home, that is what ultimately led to that second run scoring. As welcome back to the batter's box, Gio Garcia. Halfway down the line, now has to come back.
And, I mean, you saw Gio Garcia run out of that box practically. He was just trying to force a walk onto Alex Oliver. Just none so far, and that his 6th strikeout of the day.
And now it's 3-2.
Well, I guess he got a piece of that.
Payoff pitch. Bouncer again over the head of Caden Richards. Second time that has happened today. 3 hits for the Mavericks. Both of them have came in that kind of unusual ground ball fashion.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about that. And as a pitcher, you hate it, but you have to look at it in what the batted ball result was, because that was not a well-hit ball, 75 off the bat. So still, you're getting the batted ball profile that you want. It's just some tough luck there for Alex Oliver.
Now the first pitch to Tyler Nelson. Popped up into the infield. Michelson capped under it for the second out. The first out, pardon. Clint Dodson now 0 for 1. Grounded out to second, back in the third. Here's the first pitch. One 0 from Oliver. 2-0. Got to give these Mavericks hitters credit. They've done a nice job of taking a lot of pitches. They put some pressure on this Palm Springs Power defense, forced them to turn multiple double plays. But the Power on defense have done their job. 3-0 to Dodson. And their offense able to scrape 2 across last inning to give them a 2-0 lead. No green light for Clinton Dodson. Works to his favor. He gets aboard on a walk. 2 aboard, 1 out for Christian Robinson.
And this might be what a lot of guys look at as almost a hump inning for a pitcher. You're cruising through the lineup, and then you kind of hit a wall, and you just how your outing goes is determined on how you're able to rebound from this and get through the inning, and if you're able to cruise through the rest of it or not. And for Alex Oliver, what's been so impressive, before this inning, just 4 batters have even reached a 2-ball count. But right here, he's got back-to-back that have gone 3, and Clint Dodson with the walk, and he's behind Robinson 1-0.
5 straight balls from Alex Oliver. Robinson with 2 men on. Big swing and a foul.
And sometimes when you're kind of hitting that hump, when you're hitting that lull in your outing, just getting that strike, getting that first strike to kind of just change up the nervous system is really what can get you through that inning.
Here's the 1-1. Robinson pulls back the bunt, throw down to first, not a bad idea, but back safely is Clint Dodson. Gio Garcia led off the inning with a base hit. Tyler Nelson popped up to the catcher, Owen Michelson. Then Dodson walked. Runners at first and second for Christian Robinson. Driven up in the middle for a base hit. Garcia will make the turn. He will score. It's a 1-2 game. The Mavericks have cut the deficit in half.
I mean, that's a great job by Robinson, just backing up his guys for – it's a lineup that's really struggled to get a ton of action going so far, and part of that's because Alex Oliver has done so well. But right there, he takes a pitch that It wasn't the greatest pitch by Oliver. A fastball that leaked over the middle of the plate, and he just shoots it right back up the middle.
Tamatoa Mataafa Alferos now with 2 men on. He's got a base hit in the first. Another Mavericks batter pulling back a bunt. 1-0. Dodson at second, Robinson at first. 1-0 pitch, bouncer foul. What a nice glove from the bench. These players got treated to a very close view and a very unobstructed view of the action. That has its pros and cons both ways. 1-1, swing and a foul.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have players and teams come in from out of town who haven't been here or haven't been here in a while, and they see the setup, and sometimes they're drawn back, but pretty much unanimously, a lot of the guys really like it.
Keeps you paying attention. 1-2 pitch on the way to Tamatoa Mataafa Alferos. In the air, out into the gap in right field, but camped under it is Jaden Sanchez. Both runners will tag up to second. Did they get him? No. Wow, so a really gutsy base running decision from Christian Robinson, and it pays off. I guess surprisingly a productive out for Mataafa Alferos.
And I love the decision to send both runners. I mean, if you're going to beat this power team, you have to go all in. You have to go aggressive, and you have to get uncomfortable sometimes. And right there, sure, it's getting uncomfortable. It worked, but yeah, that's a little bit of luck right there, because it looked like AJ Bianchina had that ball in time, and it just popped out on the tag.
First pitch, a called strike to the center fielder, Jake Starr. Grounded to Caden Richards at third, first time up in the first inning. Then reached on an error in the fourth. Quickly behind 0-2. Dylan Hoffman managing things for the SoCal Mavericks. Rolled the dice on the base pass, but it will not pay off as Jake Starr strikes out and Alex Oliver limits the damage. Power still keep the lead, but the Mavericks get one across. Christian Robinson drives in Gio Garcia. It's a 2-1 game. Power offense back to work.
The Management Trust is a one.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium. It's been an unusual game so far. We have an unusual development that happened in between innings. In the meantime, here's Derek Hurtado to lead off the bottom of 5 for the Power. Still on the mound is James Cardenas. The Power scored 2 runs last inning. There were runners at first and second for the Power. A.J. Bianchina hit one hard on the ground, again underneath the glove of Malachi Meni at first. And coming around to score for the Power was Nick English, counting even at 1 apiece. And he scored, no question about that. The question was about whether Amari Conley touched home before A.J. Bianchina was tagged out at second. And originally the call was that he did not, and it's a 1-1 game, swing and a foul. But then in between innings, we were told that it was 2-1, and that Conley did touch in time. But we were just told now a second ago that after further deliberation, the score is now back to 1-1. The tag was applied before Conley touched home, and that means it is a 1-1 game here in the bottom of 5. I guess the goal is to get it right, and the extra deliberation would make you think that that's exactly what the case is. Hurtado bounces one into the ground, and Meni plucks it out of the air to step on the bag for the first out.
Yeah, I mean, I get that the goal is to get it right. I'll just leave it at the fact that, 1, I flat out disagree with the call, but 2, I mean, if you're going to make the call, I feel like you have to just make it in that spot. I mean, to me, it's more just crazy that they would reverse it an inning later.
Yeah. First pitch to Valenzuela on the outside for a ball.
Like, I have no problem if they just called it and said that the run didn't count and then just left it at that. Maybe have a little talk, and before the next inning starts, you settle on a call.
Valenzuela up 2-0.
It's just something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, it's, you see a call change, but twice. That's unusual. Oh, and a high drive out to deep right field. Hooking foul and into the parking lot. Wow. Ramon Valenzuela, an impressive foul ball. 2-1 the count.
Vince, Jack Glennon, and Sam Egan have both both poked at me on, Buxton, your car might be in danger out there. But that one, I mean, that was going right after it. And get a good bounce off the bathroom and maybe off the parking lot. And, I mean, I might have a baseball in my front seat.
3-1 to Ramon. We're at the turf field behind there. A lot of times you'll see one go foul and they'll skip across the road. Got to stay on the lookout. 3-1. Hitters count for Valenzuela. Tried to take advantage. Fouled one into the netting. 1 out, nobody aboard. James Cardenas set to deliver the payoff pitch. Ball 4. Ramon Valenzuela gets aboard. The lineup turns over for Owen Michelson with a man on.
And Vince, I can't help but be impressed in just the short amount of time that Ramon Valenzuela has been here, just how productive he's been. I mean, that's his 5th time reaching base in 8 appearances?
Yeah, it's a small sample size, but impressive regardless of what the size is. Was 4 for 7 through the first 2 games, walked 2 doubles, 7 RBIs. First pitch from Michelson. It's a long run, but out of play. Michelson had a small sample size when he first started playing. He had 3 hits in his first 8 at-bats before he got hurt, missed a few weeks, and now he is back and maybe better than ever, hitting .346, OPS above 1.0. In his first at-bat in his return, he got a base hit. Sometimes you want to ease some guys back in, but for Michelson, you could argue that was as focused as he's ever been as a member of the Power. 0-1 pitch. Line shot fouled on the third base line. Because for Michelson, you're in the lineup to start, you get those hits. When you make that return, you know that you haven't quite proven your place yet with just how small that sample size is. It's a big roster, guys go in and out. So he gets to hitting the 5 spot in his return, and it's just clear that he had something to prove as he's gone out these past few games and just has continued his terrific base hitting prowess.
And it's something that you can almost see from a mile away. I mean, if you just looked at his profile when you're researching him at UNC Asheville, I mean, they stuck him in the lineup just any way they can.
And Michelson, now 2 for 2, reaches base safely for the 3rd time today. Caden Richards 0 for 2 on the day. Double play in the first, ground out in the third, but his season totals are remarkable. Through 19 games, he's reached safely in 18 of those games. And now a chance to break this game open.
And Vince, I don't know how many times we've said it, but it feels like every time you might look in maybe the 5th or 6th inning of a game and you see, oh, Caden Richards, you know, he might be 0 for 2 that day. And then you look up at the end of the game and you see 2 for 4, 3 for 5, something like that. And you just see that he probably drove a run in just any way possible. He manages to get it done.
Was 2 for 5 with a walk and an RBI yesterday. Just finished his first year at UNLV. Redshirt season, made the Dean's List. Here's the first pitch. Ball 1. The previous 2 years before going to UNLV, he played at Prima College, hit .364 in 2025.
And that might be understating it, Vince, because he was also a Gold Glove defender at Pima. I mean, he was doing everything.
Another pitch inside. Richards has been tried at short a little bit this season. It was clear that the hot corner is probably where he belongs. And for an infield that has had its struggles, Richards has been mostly reliable. And here he is in a 2-0 count. The pitch from Cardenas. Slices it in for a called strike.
And if you think about what he's gone through, it does make sense that he did struggle a little bit out of the gate, because I was talking to him about it, and he said, yeah, that he did struggle, but part of it's just the fact that as a redshirt, he basically didn't field, or he wasn't able to get a ton of fielding practice for almost a year.
Hitters count now for Caden. Just part of what makes the CPCL so valuable, keeping these guys fresh.
Because especially if you're a redshirt at a program like UNLV that's trying to make its run at potentially a regional or at bare minimum winning their conference, I mean, the guys who are playing are just going to get more work.
3-1 outside, and the bases are loaded for Jaden Sanchez. Richardson gets aboard for his first time today. The on-base streak continues. Power tied up at 1. Sanchez got hit by a pitch in the first, gave it a ride in the fourth, but ultimately flew out to left field. And we'll see what the skipper, Dylan Hoffman, decides to do. Will he stick with James Cardenas?
And I don't know if this is going to be too much of a conversation. I'd be a little surprised if he sticks with Cardenas, because they've had a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for quite a while by now, so he should probably be ready. But, Vince, I'm a little surprised that this conversation's even going as long as it is.
Well, sometimes as a skipper, it's your job to provide players with moments. And for James Cardenas, he's gotten himself stuck into a moment, you could say. But it seems like he's going to have the opportunity to work his way out of it, facing the heart of the 3-time reigning champions order. Caden Richards is at first. Owen Michelson's at second. Ramon Valenzuela's at third. 3 straight have reached for the power after the Derek Hurtado groundout.
And Vince, you mentioned earlier that Alex Oliver's stats, you're looking at him and it might not scream the real picture of the story that he might be one of the most valuable pitchers on the team. Jaden Sanchez is the same thing, a .294 batting average, which is great, but it's not, it's not the .460 that Brett Williams is hitting.
First pitch to Sanchez, in there for a strike at 84.
But if you simply look at the sample size, in 9 games he's got 5 multi-hit games, and he's also played fantastic defense in center field.
Teammate of Caden Richards at UNLV. Bases loaded, 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. At the bottom of the zone for a strike, one of the best pitches of the day for James Cardenas. Sanchez played 14 games last year, started 7, hit .292, .485 on base percentage. Looking to get aboard and give his team the lead. The Power got 1 run last inning. The Mavericks responded with a run of their own. The 1-2 pitch to Sanchez. And we'll do it again, 1-2.
And this is a great bounce back for Cardenas, just able to fight through this at bat. And if he's able to retire Sanchez, I mean, just what a job. But right there, a nice job by him, able to extend the zone and get Jaden Sanchez able to swing at a pitch that was at least 2 or 3 baseballs off the plate.
Count even at 2 apiece. Sanchez stays fighting. This Palm Springs Power team gets aboard at an over 400 clip. Casey Dill saying just part of what makes this team so high IQ. They understand where they're playing, how to play correctly in the Wood Bat League. Here's the 2-2. Just low, payoff pitch now.
And that's a great take by Sanchez. Again, he's seen a couple breaking balls already. He's gotten sped up by the fastball up high. And right there, that one, I know the lower half of the zone has been getting called a lot, and that wasn't too far below.
Nowhere to put Sanchez. Was down 0-2, now 3-2 on the way. Bouncer foul. And the at-bat continues. Sanchez was down 0-2. 5 pitches later, 3-2, fouling that one back. This has turned into a marathon at-bat. Fun battle between James Cardenas and Jaden Sanchez. Who will win the duel? Another payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Down goes Sanchez, and James Cardenas gets a massive second out. Or did he foul it away? The umpire is going to talk it over. I think that Sanchez got enough of a bat on it for this at-bat to continue.
Vince, when you're the official scorekeeper, don't do your book and pen.
So a new lease at life for Jaden Sanchez. Bases filled with power. Another payoff pitch. Skied in the air, out to deep right field. Tamatoa Mataafa Arferos makes the catch, but a runner will score, and the Power take the lead. Touching home, Ramon Valenzuela. So a really fun battle between Jaden Sanchez and James Cardenas. And you can be the judge of who ultimately got the victory there, but Sanchez gives his team the lead.
You know, I'm never going to tell the guy who just got an RBI to break the tie that he didn't get the win right there, and especially after a 9-pitch marathon of an at-bat right there. And it was different pitches. It wasn't just relying on that fastball. He threw in that breaking ball a couple times, finishes him off with a low curveball.
Nick English scored the first run of this game. Takes the first pitch strike.
And it wasn't the best pitch for Sanchez to get, but again, he did enough.
English got aboard with 1 down in the 4th. Scored on the A.J. Bianchina grounder. Reached on an E3. Quickly behind 0-2. English listed at catcher, playing first base. Hitting .286 for the season, getting aboard at a .429 clip. Here's the 0-2. Skied in the air, out to center. 3 players in the area, and the ball is dropped. 1 run will score. Another coming home. And the Power lead 4-1. A devastating E4 for the Mavericks, but Nick English gets it in the sun, and his base runners do the rest.
And that's just not being able to finish off the play. Clint Dodson, a great job at running, and he ran about a mile to get it out to that thing. But with this game being pushed up a little bit, we still wouldn't have even started the Power game if this was any other day. But with it being pushed up to that 5 o'clock start, you're battling with that sun, and it looked like he tracked it down pretty well, but at the last second, Dodson just losing it.
Trevor Banning hoping to extend the lead further. 4 runs charged to James Cardenas, none of them earned. Browning 0 for 2, pair of strikeouts.
And I'm really interested to see if they throw Trevor Banning out on the field. I know he's in that DH spot, but he is a guy who they can move around and use defensively, and he's got a solid glove.
Browning played last year at Cal State San Marcos. On his page there, it has listed that he is a Lego nerd. English at second. 0-1 pitch. And my mistake, that is Trevor Banning batting for the Power in a pinch hitting spot.
And it looks like Alex Oliver's day is going to be over after this inning. They've had Caleb Ortiz warming up pretty much this entire inning, and I don't think you see Alex Oliver go retrieve a couple of fly balls like he has this inning if he's still pitching in this game.
Banning has been lethal in RBI spots all season. Here's the 2-1. Ripped foul, 2-2. Two low, count runs full. The Power have done a great job taking pitches, extending these at-bats. James Cardenas has not had a bad inning, to say the least. Brett Williams has a bat and is on deck for the Power. Payoff pitch. Driven into right field and down for a base hit. Trevor Banning cashes in off the bench. Nick English on his way home. He will score. It's a 5-1 game in Palm Springs.
And Vince, you mentioned that the Power are able to extend at-bats, but they're not just able to do that. They're able to extend innings because this is a team, when you give them a crack, they just blow it wide open. And it was looking like this was going to be a 2-1 game going into the top of the sixth. But Nick English reaching on that error that would have ended that inning. And after what should have been an out in a 2-1 game, 3 runs score, and we've got a pitching change in a 4-run ball game.
4 score in the inning for the Power. It's 1 earned run to James Cardenas, who, for all things considered, had a solid outing taking on the 3-time reigning champs, but it's the big error by Clint Dodson in second that allowed 2 runners to score. It allowed the inning to continue, and it allowed Trevor Banning to drive in Nick English and continue this lead. A pitching change on hand. We'll be back after a short break from Palm Springs Stadium.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I keep looking at every wrong group chat.
We've got a lot.
Huh?
We've got a lot.
Yeah, what number? Oh, 29 Tayberg.
Is it Tayberg?
Yeah, Teberg.
Yeah.
We're going back to the...
Ben Tayberg is the new pitcher for the SoCal Mavericks, down 5-1 to the Palm Springs Power. Brett Williams replacing Amari Conley in the batter's box. This is going to lead to a pretty fun positional logjam for Casey Dill to sort out, but Williams, maybe the best bat that he has at his disposal, first pitch ball. And with a chance to deliver a pretty devastating punch with Trevor Banning on and 2 outs, Casey Dill is going to figure out the defense later and give his guy a bat.
And this is, you said it's a pretty fun positional logjam. You can think about it, if you look in the MLB, the Padres, pretty much half of their lineup is made of former shortstops. Right now, a third of the power lineup is catchers.
Second pitch, a called strike, 1-1. Two-one now.
And Williams, it's not that he hasn't ever touched the outfield in his life. I mean, he's willing to. He told me that he talked to Casey Dill the other day and said, yeah, if you need to move people around, if you need to get people in the lineup, I'm willing to play in the outfield.
Williams fouls it back. Ooh, clean catch by a fan out there. Nice crowd on hand. Williams hitting .468 on the season, has played in 12 games and 47 at-bats, 22 base hits, 11 RBIs, also 6 walks. Trying to extend the inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Teberg. High drive out to left field. This is way back, but not deep enough. And Gio Garcia will end the inning. So Brett Williams gave it a ride with 2 outs, but ultimately the play is made to end the inning, not before the Palm Springs Power score 4 runs and take a 5-1 lead into the top of 6.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team.
first pitching change of the day for the Palm Springs Power. Caleb Ortiz takes the ball from Alex Oliver, and he has a 5-1 lead as the Mavericks are set to bat here in the top of 6. Malachi Meni leading things off, 1 for 2, single in the 4th, struck out in the 1st.
And Caleb Ortiz out of College of the Desert is a guy that Casey Dill's really excited to see what he can do with this team. It's been limited time, but in 4 innings has not allowed a run across 3 games.
First pitch, a called strike, 0-1. Ortiz has thrown 4 innings, has allowed 2 total hits, and that's it. But the defense doesn't hurt either. Richards, the throw gets away. I believe it will stay in the ballpark. So Meni will stay at first. But still, for the Mavericks trying to mount a comeback, a leadoff runner gets aboard.
And man, when you see a play like that, you hate to have to put it in as an error because you're almost pretty much ready for that to be a hit because of how tough of a play it was. But just the fact that that ball got away from Nick English at first, I mean, it's a tough break on every end.
Mavericks trying to apply the pressure. The first pitch to Nathan Macias, taken for a ball on the inside. Macias 0 for 2, struck out looking in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 4th. 1-0 from Ortiz. Punched it back foul. We've seen some great defensive plays from the Power. They've turned multiple double plays. But at the same time, their 3rd error of the day. Two-one now. And Casey Dill told me before the game that infield defense is the big thing he wants his team to improve on. This team obviously has the firepower to do some damage and compete for the championship. 2-1 pitch fouled, but the sport of baseball has a way of exposing your biggest flaws on the biggest stage, and we saw that the last championship win for the Power was a 1-run game against the Inland Valley Pirates. When the margin for victory is so razor thin, Casey Dill wants to be in a spot where he can rely upon his defense in late innings of a championship game. 2-2 pitch, wave and a miss. Down goes Macias, strikeout number 1 for Caleb Ortiz.
And you mentioned that he wants to go to the guys he can rely on. And in that game specifically, pretty much every move was for a guy who's been there, done that, for a guy who he has had to rely on many times before, especially when he put Richie Amavisca on the mound to close that game out. So we're not that far out from having to see what he does this time around going into the final stretch of the season.
Wave and a miss for Tyler Dorn at the hot corner for the Mavericks. We talked about the highlights that the Palm Springs Power defense have made. One of those highlights came that last time that Dorn had a bat, grounded into a double play in the 4th. It was a terrific play from Caden Richards to jumpstart the play. And that came when there were 2 men on as well. Jake Starr reached on an error to lead off the 4th. Malachi Meni got the base hit, but a strikeout, and then the Dorn double play ended the threat. Dorn behind 0-2. The pitch from Ortiz up high.
And don't let anyone mix it up in the fact that some of these errors are, a lot of it with this team is just the consistency of being able to consistently execute. Because you see every time, there's always the flashes of just the wow factor.
Second strikeout for Caleb Ortiz. Down goes Tyler Dorn. He'll give a few words of advice to Gio Garcia, the left fielder. Garcia has reached safely twice. In the second, an error was charged to Alex Oliver. He was unable to handle the flip from A.J. Bianchina that would have retired Garcia. But a clean base hit to lead off the 5th inning. He scored the lone run for the Mavericks. First pitch fouled back. Meni reached on an E5 to lead off this inning. He's at first. Haven't seen any stolen base attempts in this game. We'll have to see if Meni's on the move. Wave and a miss. Garcia behind 0-2. Ortiz has pitched 4 clean innings throughout his short career with the Power, has 5 strikeouts. Now wants his 8th. Instead, 1-2. The Power just scored 4 runs in the bottom of 5. Shot into center field. Long run for Sanchez. It will bounce in front of him. It's a base hit for Gio Garcia. Just a third base hit allowed by Caleb Ortiz. But now with 2 outs, 2 men aboard for Tyler Nelson.
And it looked like Jaden Sanchez didn't get the best read off that ball right off the bat, because that's a ball that, as an outfielder, you got to make a decision so quickly on whether or not you're going to lay out for it. And at the very last second, you see him put the brakes on for it. And it's a ball that you'd think you might have a chance to catch. It's not an easy play to make, but you just like a quicker decision.
First pitch to Nelson. Big swing fouled back. Yeah, you understand what Sanchez was thinking in the moment. If it gets by him, all of a sudden the Mavericks break into this game. But if you just let it settle for the base hit, you still have a flamethrower pitcher not allowing a run yet in the inning. But of course, like you said, a good jump, and the decision is a moot point. Second pitch, a ball just off the plate at 83. Now an off-speed pitch just clips the side. Ortiz trying to punch out Nelson and end the inning. Garcia at second. 1-2 pitch is low. That's Many at second, my mistake. Garcia at first. The Mavericks have applied consistent pressure to the reigning champs. They have 5 hits on the day. 3 more have reached on errors. Only 1 run to this point, but Tyler Nelson, a chance to change that figure. Here's the 2-2 from Ortiz. Just off the plate. The correct call as TrackMan sees it. The count runs full. Not a bad idea to try and get Nelson to chase in that spot. Garcia at first. Many at second. Bouncing ball to Bianchina at second. Scoops it up to first, and the inning will end. Caleb Ortiz had 2 men aboard, but able to leave them both stranded, and the lead stays 4 for Palm Springs. Now their offense will try and add on in the bottom of the 6th.
It's a family setting, you know, we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
You just won a free round of golf with 2 at the exquisite Clockwork Creek Golf Resort. A well-deserved victory.
It's a family setting, you know, we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-size stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Ben Teberg retired Brett Williams to end the last power scoring opportunity. He is back on the mound for the SoCal Mavericks, taking on A.J. Bianchina to start the bottom of the sixth. Vince Hesbrook with Stephen Buxton. Power lead 5-1 over the SoCal Mavericks. It's been a fun one so far. We saw the Power kind of get some offense clicking last inning. They took advantage of an error, and now here they are with this comfortable 4-1 lead, a chance to add on.
And I think the most impressive part with the Power is the fact that they've done this and they've only left 3 runners on base all game, so they've just been opportunistic so far. And you mentioned it earlier that Cardenas and Volt both gave really solid performances and overall just fantastic efforts up and down from the pitching staff so far. But again, it's just the opportunistic nature of this Power lineup and the timing of the hits.
A.J. Bianchino is one of the stars in the early goings of this Power season. Takes the first pitch for a ball. But he has struggled a little bit since then, hitting .237 on the season. Still gets aboard at a .357 clip. And the big strength for him is the base running. 12 stolen bases, has yet to be caught stealing. He's ahead 2-0. And I asked Casey Dill about the lineup today. A lot of changes from yesterday to today. And he made a point of saying that he wants A.J. Bianchina in this lineup because he believes in him. He thinks that hot start is something that is going to be replicated as the season goes along. But no matter how the bat is, Bianchina is a weapon that is going to be used throughout the entirety of this season. Bianchina takes 3 straight balls. Let's see what he does 3-0. Automatic take mode for A.J., and he gets aboard. 4-pitch walk for Ben Teberg. Derek Hurtado looking for his first base hit of the day.
And you mentioned that on-base clip for Bianchina specifically, and that's just what's been, when he's been slumping a little bit, it's been impressive that he's still able to get on base at a pretty good clip, and that's been almost exclusively from walks because of the length and the degree to which he was struggling at the plate.
Big first swing from Hurtado. Did I hear a crunch there? I heard another one. What is that? You enjoying those ruffles, buddy?
Maybe. I thought I lowered the gain on my mic enough.
You did. Bianchina stays put. 0-1 pitch fouled. What I would love to do in Madison is whenever the person I'm working with would take a big bite of something, I always ask them a question as soon as they would do it.
I did that once a couple summers ago, and a guy was, it was a pretty hot day.
Yeah.
And the guy was about to start a new bottle of water.
AJ on the move, but the pitch is fouled. Go on.
I had the trash can next to me, and I poured his entire bottle of water out.
What? Why would you do that?
He had to gut it through the whole inning.
Man, okay, mine was more like a gimmick. Yours is just straight bullying.
No, because we got him a bottle in between innings.
Okay, all right.
This isn't like it was the last bottle on Earth.
Can I throw your bag of chips in the garbage can right now? No, I won't.
Anything but my cough drops.
0-2 pitch to Hurtado. Nice take. We saw that AJ was trying to steal second on a previous pitch that Hurtado fouled. It's a safe bet that AJ might be taken off, whether it be on this bat or later in the inning. Nobody out here in the bottom of 6. AJ stays put, and it's a line drive down the line in right field. AJ to third. Hurtado digging into second. The ball is in the corner. Bianchina all the way home. He is safe. Derek Hurtado A triple, gets an RBI and extends the lead to 5.
And Vince, you mentioned AJ Bianchina moving the pitch prior. I was going to say, I don't hate if you move him again just to get a hit and run going. And he didn't move, and he didn't need to. Derek Hurtado put that ball in the perfect spot. It was right down that right field line, and that thing just kept going all the way to the wall. And with how he can run, he was thinking 3 right out of the box. He was even turning ready to try and go home.
Ramon Valenzuela scored the second run of this game. Flew out in the third, but walked in the fifth, ultimately scored, takes the first pitch for a ball. And I looked at his college page, and I love that there were some fun facts available for him. Favorite TV shows listed at Phineas and Ferb and Gravity Falls. I've got no quarrel with that. But favorite movies, that's where it gets a little iffy. Second pitch, again on the outside for a ball. Of all the movies that have ever existed, Ramon Valenzuela listed his favorite as the 2014 Adam Sandler rom-com Blended.
What?
2-0, big swing and a miss. It's with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 15% and a terrible opening at the box office. Everyone agrees this movie is bad, except for Ramon Valenzuela. 2-1, skied in the air, out to left field, long run for Gio Garcia. Can't get there, it bounces away. Valenzuela to second. Hurtado scores an RBI double for the Adam Sandler fan Valenzuela.
Well, poor movie taste or not, Ramon Valenzuela able to drive a ball there, and that pitch was just not a great spot by T-Berg, right down the middle. And Ramon Valenzuela saw red and did not miss it. A great attempt in the outfield there by the left fielder Star, but just came up probably about half a foot short with that glove. And a nice job by him, though, able to not let that ball get by him, so just keep it at a double instead of a triple, if not more.
Owen Michelson has reached safely all 3 times, pair of hits and a walk. Here's the first pitch from T-Berg. Ball 1. And to put a bow on the previous point, when I saw that fun fact about Valenzuela saying Blended is his all-time favorite movie, I had to ask him about it before the game. So I went over to him, I introduced myself, and I said, look, man, Blended, that's your favorite? He looked at me and he shook his head and said, yeah, can I change that? Nope.
Only if I can pick the movie.
1-0, skied into right field. Play is made by Tamatoa Mataafa Alferos, and staying put at second is our friend Valenzuela.
Yeah, just a pitch up and in for Michelson. Looked like he got a little bit jammed there trying to go the other way, and you'd like to think if that pitch was maybe a ball and a half further out over the plate, that's a barrel and probably going the other way for extra bases, but jammed him a little bit on the hands, and a nice job by T-Berg able to retire, who's been a pretty red-hot hitter so far.
First pitch to Caden Richards on the inside. We've seen T-Berg try and work that inner part of the plate, just hasn't quite been able to get that call. Richards has played in all 20 power games with a walk last inning. He's now reached safely in 19 of them. 1-0 pitch, 73 at the bottom of the zone for a called strike. That is the slider from Ben T-Berg. A lot of horizontal break, decent spin rate. The power being able to barrel that up. Now 81 up high, taken for a ball. Richards has rolled with the Sinatra walk-up song almost the entire season. A few games ago, he didn't have it, though. 3-1 count. And as he was walking off the field, I said, Caden, where's the Sinatra song? And he had 1 hit in that game, went 1 for 5, and he said, yeah, that'll be back next time. Of course, Sinatra Big fan of Palm Springs. I'll be sure to stop by his residence before I leave this amazing city. 3-1 lined into right field and down for a base hit. Extra bases for Caden Richards. Coming around to score is Ramon Valenzuela. And the lead is 8-1 for the Power.
Yeah, Vince, I think Sinatra's here, and it's here to stay, whether it's That's Life or if he wants to change it up to My Way, New York, New York, or Fly Me to the Moon. It doesn't really matter because it's working, and it's working in spades for Caden Richards. Another RBI, and he just extends his lead for what's been the team lead in that number all season.
Richards, no doubt, back on top here in June. Seems like he's got something working here July as well, the way that he's been hitting. Wave and a miss from Jaden Sanchez. It's amazing how this Power team, it just feels like when they figure something out, they are just relentless. They were held in check by Riley Vogt, who started this game, flummoxed this Power offense. Power manufactured some runs against James Cardenas. Second pitch foul. And now against Ben Teberg, they have teed off. Scored 3 runs. Still just 1 out. Caden Richards at second. Sanchez had a sac fly in the 5th. Got an RBI. Also hit by a pitch in the 1st. Here's the 0-2. That ball must have hit off of Sanchez. It rolled fair. But sure enough, the indication was that caught Sanchez on the way down, so the at-bat continues.
Yeah, it looked like it got Sanchez right off that front foot and basically perfectly hit it to roll down the line. I mean, if that thing hit off the ground and was just a swinging bunt, it would have been just about as perfect as you could imagine. But right now, it looks like that hit him pretty good because that foot looks to be a little sore right now. Umpire's giving him plenty of time to walk it off.
Yeah, Sanchez did a few squats. Now down 0-2. He will step back in with an RBI opportunity. Richards and Sanchez, both teammates at UNLV. Here's the 0-2 from Teberg. Bouncer over to third. Just foul. And Sanchez still shaking out that left foot. You're never going to see a guy like Jaden Sanchez voluntarily end an at-bat. Got to think the excellent Power training crew is going to take a look at it after the game. But in the meantime, Jaden Sanchez locked in on driving Caden Richards home. 0-2. High bouncer again fouled down that third base line. Jordan Kopcho, the trainer, at the Power bench. I'll say he's the best in the biz because he's my roommate. We'll do it again, 0-2. Ooh, a close pitch on the other part of the plate. 74 with the slider. Trackman says that was the right call, but not by much. So fun that we have this technology at our disposal. Even more valuable for the players. Now the 1-2. Ring 'em up, called strike 3. That pitch maybe a little more off the plate, but it's been consistently a strike. And Ben Teberg gets his first strikeout of the inning.
And again, I've liked how Teberg's pitched. I know he hasn't gotten the results he's wanted, but he's been pounding the zone, and some of it has been some tough luck, but again, he hasn't backed down from any of these hitters, and right there, that might be the best at-bat of the night out of any of the pitchers for the SoCal Mavericks.
Nick English, first pitch, high drive out to left. Gio Garcia on the move, camped under it, and he will battle the sun to end the inning. But what an inning it was for the Palm Springs Power. They scored 4 in the 5th. They get 3 more here in the 6th and lead 8-1.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for. Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first is quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for two or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Same pitcher on the mound for the Power. Caleb Ortiz pitched a clean 6th inning. Now he's back out there for the top of 7 with his Power team leading 8-1. We do have a change in the order for the Mavericks. Clint Dodson scheduled to hit. Instead, it is number 37, Diego Garcia, batting for the Mavs. Dylan Hoffman does a great job as the skipper for this SoCal team, getting everybody involved. Just such a neat experience being at this ballpark, historic Palm Springs Stadium, a place where many MLB greats have played when it used to host the Anaheim Angels. First pitch to Diego Garcia, low for a ball. Off-speed pitch at 80 miles an hour. And second pitch, a called strike. We have a pretty big crowd on hand here at Palm Springs Stadium. I think it's only going to get bigger once the game ends because we've got quite the event going on. Wave and a miss 1-2. After this game is done, the Micromania Wrestling crew is here to put on a demonstration for us. Count even at 2. And I broadcasted wrestling for the Wisconsin Badgers for 2 years. I'm just assuming it's going to be very similar to what wrestling I'm used to at the collegiate level.
About 3 feet shorter and in a ring about a quarter of the size.
2-2 low. It's funny how different professional wrestling is from collegiate wrestling. Not that I'm complaining.
You're telling me John Cena wasn't lining up to go, tangle for the Badgers against the Golden Gophers?
2-2 looped into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit in front of Brett Williams. Leadoff runner aboard for the SoCal Mavericks. Diego Garcia starts the inning well. Well, you do see guys in pro wrestling have collegiate roots. I mean, Brock Lesnar won it with a broken neck. That was his big claim to fame, as Christian Robinson, the shortstop, due up in the 9th spot. Maybe the toughest sport to broadcast. I thought, I get asked to do it. I'll learn wrestling. I know it a little bit. But as soon as you see him go at it, it's like, how do you describe what's going on? Swing and a miss. Caleb Ortiz has Robinson behind 0-1.
It's one of those sports that, you almost feel like you just need to lean on the color analyst almost the entire time.
That's my strategy no matter what.
I'm sorry if you got to lean on me, man.
No, you're always a pleasure to work with. That last pitch called a ball. It did get quite a bit of the plate. But now it's 1-1. A no-doubt ball, well up high, 2-1 now. I heard that there might be some volunteers needed for tonight's show. Looped into center field, Jaden Sanchez had an initial poor jump. His first step was back, but bolted back in to get the first out of the inning.
And you mentioned that poor jump, and that's just how much of an athlete Jaden Sanchez can do for you and can do for this team. He's just able to make up. Again, that first step was backwards. Didn't lose a ton of ground, but he's got almost game-breaking speed at times, and he's able to cover all that and make it look pretty much routine.
Hunter Backstrom led off yesterday's game for the Mavericks, now seeing his first at-bat here with one down the top of 7. Big first swing comes up empty. Backstrom replacing Tamatoa Mataafa Alferos, who was in right field. Mataafa Alferos had a base hit to lead off this game. One of the 6 hits that the Mavericks have been able to put on the Power. But only 1 run. And meanwhile, the Power, with their 8 base hits, have scored 8 runs.
And you mentioned keeping that dugout on the field keeps the guys in the game.
Swing and a miss.
On that last pitch that went into the dugout, it looked like one of those guys was jumping out of a stance to run a 40 at the NFL Combine.
Third strikeout of the day for Caleb Ortiz. 2 down with Diego Garcia at first. And now replacing Jake Starr, the center fielder, number 24, Dwayne White. Well, I mentioned that there might be a need for some volunteers tonight as part of the Micromania wrestling crew. Would you volunteer to do that?
Are we talking volunteers to wrestle or to build the ring?
Well, we're doing the ring, and that's, it's a privilege to support local performance crews, but like participate in the ring. And by the way, you're not about to do some damage. You're going to get suplexed.
So that's not a volunteer thing. That's actually fans are going to come down and they do get to try, but they do have to pay. I got to break that to you.
So that it is active participation.
It is active participation.
They get to try their hand. 2-0 stung into the gap. It will hang up. Sanchez will yield to left field where Brett Williams can't make the diving play. The throw now gets away. On his way home is Diego Garcia. And parking his way into third is Dwayne White. Maybe a double and an E8. Either way, a run scores, an unearned run for Ortiz. It's a 2-8 game.
Yeah, I love the effort by Brett Williams out there in left field. He has looked solid so far, just coming up short on that play. But it looked like the game just sped up a little bit on Jaden Sanchez. He sees Williams miss that ball, and again, he backed off. He was able to let Williams give it a shot, and he was close enough to get to the ball fairly quickly. But it looked like he just grabbed it and chucked it without really setting his feet much.
First pitch swinging for James Cardera. Bianchina ends the inning. So another run scores for the Mavericks, but still a 6-run lead for the Palm Springs Power as we head to the bottom of 7.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first is quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. and we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for two or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee.
They lead 8-2 over the over the SoCal Mavericks. Ben Teberg back on the mound for another inning of work. And Trevor Banning has been nothing short of dynamite since his brief tenure with the Palm Springs Power began. Takes a called strike. He played his first game of the year 2 weeks ago today, and what he's done since then is simply phenomenal. He introduced himself on the 19th against the Inland Valley Pirates, had a grand slam, 6 RBI day, count even at 1. And that's obviously wonderful to have, but also it's one game and a small sample size. You kind of need multiple performances to truly catch the eye of the folks in attendance. Now the 1-1 pitch from Teberg. Called strike right at the bottom of the zone. But Banning surpassed that incredible game yesterday. He went 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs against the Mavericks. And he's a guy who now, through 29 at-bats, has 16 RBIs. 1-2, wave and a miss. Down goes Banning. Ben Teberg starts the inning well. Now it's not going to get much easier for him as he gets set to take on Brett Williams.
And I know you said that, or I know it's a strikeout here, but you mentioned that he's just been dynamite so far, and he's got his hits in bunches, and he's made them count. He's got 12 hits on the season. Already a third of them are for extra bases, including a grand slam in his third game of the season.
Well, with that rate of at-bats to RBIs as Brett Williams, grounder to second. Oh, and the throw is high. The tag not applied. Brett Williams reaches on an E4. Well, as A.J. Bianchina comes set to come up, just to build upon that point, I mean, 16 RBIs, 29 at-bats. That means for Banning that if he has 4 at-bats and winds up with 2 RBIs, that's technically a down performance for him. So Ben Teberg's night is now over. He will hand the ball to number 22 for the Mavericks. That is pitcher Jacob Van Noy from San Bernardino Valley College. Melvin Teberg allowed 3 runs in the 6th, had a nice start to this inning. Ultimately got the first out, struck out Trevor Banning, and then should have gotten Brett Williams on a routine play by his second baseman, but the play's not made. Williams is aboard. And now Jacob Van Noy is up with a man on. A.J. Bianchina set to bat once this is done. So, you know what? We've got a little break in here. Why don't I tell a story? How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
I had a simply incredible experience the other day. Since I touched down in Palm Springs, the big thing that has transfixed me is, of course, the mountains. I thought that they were clouds when they first touched down. So I've asked a few people here, do people ever try and climb those? And the general consensus is somewhere between no and dear Lord, what are you thinking? But I kind of wanted to see what was going on. I saw there was a couple of trails, and I didn't really do my research. I just saw there was a trail on the west part of town, and so I just kind of started going, right? I saw there's a little hill at the top. Okay, we'll just get to there. But whenever I thought that I would see a summit, there would just be another one up above. And, of course, I'd look up, just keep seeing more. I kept on going more and more and more. And after about an hour, I was like, man, where am I? And I turned around, and my jaw dropped, because out in front of me was Tockwitz Canyon, and it was simply incredible. And that was my experience with the North Lichen Trailhead, which is something that I recommend everybody in Palm Springs do, because it is simply incredible. Have you ever made that hike?
I have not made that hike, but
gosh.
To defend myself, I've made a ton of hikes out here.
Okay.
Since I did grow up out here. I've been here for 23 years. I haven't done as many trails as you'd expect, but I have done plenty. And you aren't wrong in the fact that there are plenty of places out here that it's flat out jaw-dropping.
It's incredible. And so when I was up there, you know, I was looking at the canyon, all of a sudden I saw some rocks moving upwards. And I thought, that's not how gravity's supposed to work. Went over to Bianchina, called Strike Count Even, and I realized it was actually a horned sheep scaling up the side of the canyon. It was incredible. And it perched on a big rock, and it looked at me, and I thought, wow, this is so cool. And that just kept on looking at me. 1-1 inside 2-1. And, of course, I got, the only way, it's the end of the trail is at that summit, so I thought there's really nowhere to go but closer to him. So I looked up on my phone, what does it mean if horned sheep is looking at you? And the first result online was that means that it feels threatened and you should move. And I thought, well, I'm at the edge of a cliff right now. Bianchina up the middle for a base hit. Second time today that Bianchina has reached. Brett Williams now at second, one down. Derek Hurtado getting another at-bat.
This is making me feel worse about the fact that I got the text from you that you were still on that mountain, and I thought that we were going to have to go save you because it was like 10 o'clock at night.
Well, thankfully, eventually, the sheep bounced away. It was still really cool. And, yeah, I hustled down there as soon as I could. That was actually me kidding, though. I got down at about 6 p.m., and I sent over the picture at 9 p.m., and that's when I said I'm still up there. I meant that as a joke. Did you actually think that I was – did you think I was still there?
Well, I thought you were, maybe making your way down, and I didn't know exactly what mountain you were on. I've done plenty of night hikes in my life.
Called strike to Hurtado. He tripled last time up.
But I'm not thinking that the guy who's been here 25 minutes should go do night hikes alone.
It's easy to just take for granted what's around you. I know that, if I grew up in Palm Springs, it wouldn't be quite as exciting. But, like in Wisconsin, it goes from flat to flatter.
But you guys have trees.
Yeah, and, if you've been in Wisconsin a time or two, if you're there, that would be what jumps out to you. But it's just what makes traveling so much fun is the things that the locals take for granted, what they consider normal, just is so incredible to someone like myself. But what's incredible to anyone, no matter how long you've been here, is the Tockwitz Canyon. I did another hike yesterday, the inside part of it, and yeah, the big waterfall at the end of it, boy, is that cool. Went for a little swim in the natural water. It was cold, but I mean, it's been 110 here, so that cold felt nice. Hurtado down 0-2, fouls one into the seats. How common are those horned sheep here? You're the expert.
I mean, I used to live in a neighborhood that was kind of in a cove, so you'd see probably 2 or 3, maybe a week. You don't see them as much in the summer because they're not as active during the day. Everything kind of mellows out when it's so hot. But
2 to 3 a week, that's pretty common.
But, if you're looking in the right places, they're not, completely barren.
Ooh, Hurtado takes a close pitch. On the outside, it's 76. Just hoping I don't see a mountain lion. Those aren't common, right?
I haven't seen one yet. I've seen more rattlesnakes.
Oh, gosh, why would you see them or hear them?
Seen.
Shoot, man.
And scorpions.
Why'd you have to say that?
You're welcome.
1-2 pitch to Derek Hurtado. Ooh, got plunked. Throws the bat aside. Seems like he has a smile on his face. He gets to reach safely for the second straight time.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily want to get hit, but this is how you want to get hit. Derek Hurtado, just a curveball that slipped out of the hands. It looked like it kind of just completely flattened out, and if you're going to get hit by a pitch, you probably are a lot happier that it was 74 miles an hour going at you.
Yeah, absolutely right. And now here comes Ramon Valenzuela, who's working on a terrific showing today. 1 for 2 with a double, had an RBI back in the 6th, also walked in the 5th to get the second run of this game. One of the newer members of this team. known for his bat, and that bat has delivered. Brett Williams reached on an error with one down in the 7th. Bianchina got a hit. Hurtado got hit. And now Valenzuela down 0-1 with the bases loaded. Power leading 8-2.
And Vince, to clear things up and maybe settle the nerves for your next hike, I've seen many more non-life-threatening creatures out on the trails than I have things that you should be scared of.
But I should be scared, you're saying?
Nope.
All right, good. 1-1 pitch to Valenzuela, way outside. That was the slider at 76. And we've seen T-Berg try and work around the edges throughout his multi-inning showing. But the Power, they're just going to keep on staying patient. A high IQ team. 3-time champs know how to get it done. 2-1 to Valenzuela. Ooh, outside, but gets the call, 2-2.
And I think that call might be thanks to the framing job of Tyler Nelson. He was set up on the outer half of the play, received that ball well. I mean, that thing wasn't necessarily close to the zone.
Swing and a miss. So Tyler Nelson able to coax strike 2. T-Berg gets strike 3. The lineup turns over for Owen Michelson with the bases loaded.
And again, T-Berg has not done poorly. Again, the results aren't necessarily what you want, but it's a relentless power lineup and a couple tough breaks for T-Berg, but you like to see when he's able to put together an inning like he has so far. He's in a corner right now, and if he could finish this off, I mean, he's probably got to feel pretty proud of himself.
Michelson's 2 for 3 with a walk. First pitch, low, strike 1. That was the fastball, 83.
The only issue to get through that, now you got to retire one of the hottest guys in this power lineup.
Brett Williams at third, Bianchina at second, Hurtado at first. T-Berg deals the 1-0. And it gets away. Runner coming home. There might be a play, but the flip is low. Brett Williams scores, and both runners advance. It's 9-2 now here in the bottom of 7.
That was a great attempt by Tyler Nelson behind the plate. He was able to deaden that ball a little bit, so it didn't skip away too far, but it looked like on the mound, T-Berg just flat out wasn't ready to back up home plate, really. He looked like he was taking or there was some hesitation to him even starting to head home, and with Brett Williams going all out, I mean, there was no chance there.
How about Brett Williams as a catcher? Bolton home from third. 2-0 pitch, shot up the middle, on the hop, tough throw to first, and the play is made. Or no, they said he's off the bag. Malachi Meni stretched out. I thought he had reestablished himself, but instead it will go down as another error, and 2 more runs score for Palm Springs. It's 11-2 now.
And that's just a tough play or a tough break and a tough throw by Diego Garcia. He just pulled that ball about 3 feet too far to the left, and a great effort at first base. But again, when it's about 3 or 4 feet offline, there's not much Meni can do.
What a bizarre way to score for the Power. Ooh, first pitch way outside. Michelson on his way to second. The Power had bases loaded with 1 out. They did not get a hit, but they still able to get all 3 in. Valenzuela strikes out, but a wild pitch during Michelson's at-bat. Scored the first. That was Brett Williams. And then the E4 scores 2 more. And these are the kind of margins that we were talking about with the Power, with their defense. They've had their ups and downs. 3 errors on the day. Now the Mavericks has 3 as well. And you just want to make sure that your defense is buttoned up, because we've seen what happens when the defense is not there. I mean, the 2 big scoring innings, 2 of the 3 for the Power, were from errors. Nick English reached on an E4 in the 5th. That was with 2 outs. It scored 2. And then another error with 2 outs brings 3 more home for the Power. A lot of unearned runs in this one. Richards takes a strike well in the zone. Go ahead, sorry.
Vince, you mentioned earlier in the game that if I need to correct yourself, and I'm throwing myself into this too, just say it. That's not T-Berg on the mound.
Dang it.
I know we both thought it was T-Berg. No, that is number 22 on the mound, Jacob Van Noy.
Well, Van Noy able to coax a grounder. Oopsie daisies. Caden Richards is retired. Let's escape the inning before anyone can process that mistake. Either way, it's an 11-2 game, top of 8.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
In the month of June, I mentioned Palm Springs Power get 10% off when you purchase a sandwich and combo.
Yeah.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine in or takeout.
Sean Green starts things off for the SoCal Mavericks. Quinn Stewart now on the mound for the Power. Alex Oliver went 5. He's in line for the win. Power lead 11-2. First pitch strike to Sean Green. Caleb Ortiz came in for 2 innings. And now here in the top of 8, Quinn Stewart. First pitch in there at 87 and ripped down the third base line for a base hit. Big turn for Sean Green. It's into the corner, but he is content with a leadoff double to start the inning.
And that's just a breaking ball out of the hand of Stewart that looked like it backed up a little bit. And not a great spot, but a great job by Green, able to pull the hands in it and rip that thing down the line. I mean, that was probably 2 or 3 balls off the plate. It's not easy to get the hands in quick enough to spin and get the barrel on it. And just a great job of hitting by Green to start this inning off.
Now it's Tyler Dorn with a runner in scorer's position. Mavericks trying to earn some offensive momentum here in a 9-run hole. The Power scored 1 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 3 more in the 7th inning for an 11-2 lead. We've seen 6 errors in this one. A lot of funky plays. It's been a fun one to be here to call. Thanks for being with us here on the Saturday night. It's going to be a long day for these fans.
And I'll give you a couple final lines right now for Alex Oliver. 5 innings, 4 hits, just one run. It was earned. 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. He faced 20 batters. for Caleb Ortiz. 2 innings out of the pen, 3 hits, and some really solid work. 1 run, it was not earned. Didn't walk a guy, struck out 3. And he faced 10 batters.
Caleb Ortiz is going to be such a fun weapon for Casey Dill to use the rest of this season. 2-0 swing and a foul following the mound meeting. Fastball at 86. And Casey Dill, he's had guys this very season sign pro contracts. He says he expects there to be more. Everyone's got to be ready. Everyone's going to get the chance at a moment. 2-1 gets away. Runner's going over to third. And Sean Green in there safely. Still nobody out in the inning.
Yeah, and one of those guys who is getting looked at potentially for a pro contract is on the mound right now, Quinn Stewart. Alex Oliver as well. He's here to get a pro deal, and Casey, whether it's through the draft or through free agent signings, expects a couple more guys on this team to maybe not this year, but in the future after their collegiate careers are done, sign pro as well.
Stewart gunned 86 past Tyler Dorn right down the middle. Payoff pitch. Ball 4, 2 are aboard. They are at the corners. Well, the Mavericks quietly got 6 runs yesterday. They have 2 right now. No surprise, another pinch hitter coming in.
Yeah, it looks like for Stewart, that fastball just backed up on him a little bit. It looked like he was trying to aim out or trying to aim inside, and that thing just could not tail back into the zone. So
it's number 48, Brandon McKinley, taking inside. And I bet you're wondering how I knew that was Brandon McKinley, Steven.
How?
Well, he's not on the roster, but of course we get accommodated so well here at the CPCL, not just by Casey Dill, who's a delight to talk to, but it's just clear that these coaches recognize, what we need on our end is there's a strike. So Dylan, when I talked to Dylan Hoffman, I got the lineup from him, the Mavericks skipper. He told me, hey, just give me your number and I'll text you if anybody else comes in. Sure enough, got a text a minute ago, number 48, Brandon McKinley. What a guy.
And you're not the first and you're not the only one who's going to get that, because I didn't get the same treatment. I wasn't getting texts for the lineups.
2-1 pitch. Grounded over to Richards. He'll go to second for 1 to first, and it's the 3rd double play turned by the Palm Springs Power defense. Sean Green will score. That will cut into the deficit, but no doubt the Power will take that trade.
And that's a great double play by the Power. Again, I think that's the second time just going around the horn. 5-4-3 right there. And Vince, I don't know about you, there's not a ton of things that just aesthetically look better in baseball.
Triple play is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I saw one the other day.
Yeah. PSCL game?
Yep.
Had a feeling.
You won't believe how it was scored.
Tyler Nelson for a ball. I heard that it was a bizarre play. It was, one of those where you catch multiple guys in a rundown.
I'll find it.
Yeah, I can see you flipping through the scorebook. I bet that it's an ungodly amount of numbers.
No, it was like 1-2-5 or something.
1-2-5.
It was strange.
Was the bases loaded at that point? One pitch. Well low, 2-1. You're doing a lot of page turning there, man.
I'm making a mess here.
All right, as I thought, the job we've done cleaning up the booth couldn't get worse. 2-1 to McKinley. High fly ball. Valenzuela will yield to Bianchina, and that will end the inning. Well, Stephen Buxton's going to comb through his scorebook. He's going to tell us about this amazing triple play, but we're just going to...
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Hamburgers, all about.
Thank you for calling the sandwich spot. Is this a sandwich emergency? It's a sandwich emergency!
Great sandwiches made with love. The Sandwich Spot. Love all, eat all. Located in downtown Palm Springs inside of the Henry Frank Arcade.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Think of the highest
The scorebook getting pushed to the limit here in Palm Springs. It is a fifth pitcher for the SoCal Mavericks. James Guerrero comes in with his team behind 8 runs. Power lead 11-3 in the bottom of 8. Hoping to see their final last bats of the day. Jaden Sanchez set to lead things off.
And Vince, just to cap things off on that triple play discussion.
Yeah, we were talking about a triple play that happened in the PSCL.
Well, it was a 3-batter inning, believe it or not. The first 2 batters walked. And then there was a ground ball to the second baseman. He was able to tag second to get the batter out there.
Yeah.
He went down to first to get the runner out. And then
like
the
with
batter.
Tag?
No. He threw it down to first. So it was
Okay.
a 4-3-2 triple play. And as that's called strike 2, the third baseman, or the first baseman, threw it back home because the guy who was standing on second after the first 2 were walked tried scoring on a ground ball.
Oof. A lot of crazy base running in the PSCL. So much fun to watch those games. 0-2 pitch gets away. It's amazing how many different talents you need in the sports of baseball. We know we say 5 tools, but I got to witness a 6th tool the other day, although many would say there's 2 tools in the broadcast booth right now. But it was the skill of acting that netted a run in the PSCL. Maybe the most bizarre play I've ever seen, maybe I ever will see on a baseball diamond. First, the 1-2 pitch to Jaden Sanchez. Popped up into the infield. And the second baseman for the Mavericks will get the first out. Nick English coming up. So basically there were runners at second and third with 1 out. The batter walks, right? And if the batter at third thought the runner at third thought the bases were loaded, so they just started jogging home. And they realized halfway through that they were in no man's land. They'd screwed up. The catcher came out to tag them. But in a moment of insane clairvoyance and quick thinking, the runner said bases loaded. And the catcher stepped aside and let the guy come home to steal a base. That's how it went in our scorebook. Maybe the most brutal earned run I've ever seen charged to a pitcher. That's 1-0.
So he just told the catcher basically, hey, pal, step aside. This is my base.
Yeah. And, you know, I thought maybe he just said it confidently because he still thought the bases were loaded. But, like, you could see him halfway through kind of pause. They had like an oh shoot kind of moment. Nick English into left field, and the bench is going crazy right now for the Power. I wonder what the occasion is.
I don't know, but I like it. I see Alex Oliver with a chair over his head. And I know the guys were excited for Micromania. Again, I was at the radio station this morning with Oliver and Michelson, and they could not stop talking about it. I mean, they are fired up for it. As we, if you look down in our marketing area, that is 25 Cent about to sit down. One of the star micro athletes with Micromania Wrestling.
I was going to say I thought maybe they were celebrating because everyone in the lineup had gotten a hit, every order, but Sanchez still, despite having an RBI on a sac flying and a hit by a pitch, does not have a base hit. You know, whatever it was, it got them excited. They got their own little inside joke. It'd be fun to be a part of one day. You know, 1-0 pitch. And we're looking out over right field. I think there's a fire.
And it's not the Power offense.
Yeah, there might be something wrong. You can see some smoke. I'm not sure if you can see it on the stream. There's a fire going on. But we play on. Banning to second. There's one. And that will be the only one out that the Mavs get. And now we can hear some sirens. Wow. I can see a fire truck pulling up to the scene. Yeah, the camera is zooming in on it now. Gosh. I wonder what building that is out there. I'm bringing up Google Maps. I'm trying to get a look at it.
That should, I mean, that looks like it's
boy.
right next to College of the Desert's Palm Springs campus that they've been working on and developing. But, yeah, hopefully everyone's okay over there because that does not look like a small fire.
No, that is only getting bigger, actually.
To quickly get back to the game, I mean, I do love the decision down at second base there by Diego Garcia to look down to first, but have the clarity to take that out at second to at least get the lead runner.
High drive out to deep left field. Brett Williams banks off the base of the wall. He's making the turn to second. Nick English will score. Safe. A terrific throw, almost got him, but English might have stepped over the tag. And now it is a fifth straight inning where a run scores for the Power. But, you know, again, more trucks pulling up to the scene out in right field. Man. You know, it's hard to stay focused on the game in a moment like this. I guess we'll just, you know, give you the updates as we see them out over there. You hope and pray that it's not a house over there. Oh, man. First pitch to A.J. Bianchina, 2 down. Brett Williams at second. Yeah, I'm sure you can, if we got a crowd mic, I'm sure you can hear more and more trucks pulling up. James Guerrero deals, and Bianchina pops it up. I don't want to start speculating on what building it is over there, but there's an empty lot, we know, on the block of South Farrell Drive and East Hockwitz Canyon Way. You hope it's in that empty space. You really do. Guerrero deals the 0-1, count even to Bianchina. He's 1 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored, reached on an error. Wow. Wind blowing out left to right. That's the direction that the smoke is going. Bianchina, towering fly ball out to center. But the play is made for out number 3. So that's the big cause of concern. That fire in right field. It's a 12-3 game. top of 9. We'll keep you updated here.
So that's the.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Shopping for car insurance is...
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the...
Trevor Banning on the mound for the Power here in the top of the 9th inning. Power putting the final touches on 12-3, hoping to move to 18-3 on the season, 12-2 in the CPCL. No new developments for that. The fire going on in right field. I guess, and maybe it's just wishful thinking, we've seen so many vehicles pull up. I feel like that smoke is not quite as intense as it was before. What do you think, Steven? Am I crazy?
Yeah, no, it looks like at bare minimum they're starting to contain it. Again, you never hope for buildings to get destroyed, but hopefully it's part of that College of the Desert campus that's developing, because, and I'm only saying that because you just hope that it's not the neighborhood right behind it.
Empty buildings the key. I mean, the buildings, obviously they'd be frustrating for the construction, but buildings are just buildings. It's the people inside is why we build them and who they're meant to protect. 0-2 pitch on the way. 1-2 now. Diego Garcia leading off the inning for the Mavericks.
So let's talk about the pitcher on the mound now, Trevor Banning, who he was the one who actually received that ovation when he got on base. And again, still not sure exactly why he got that ovation, but for Trevor Banning, the pitcher, we were talking about his RBI rate earlier today, and I did some math.
Swing and a miss.
And that math, I just looked up Aaron Judge from last season just because I was trying to think of a guy who got a full season's worth of plate appearances. And, you're not subbing out an MVP all that often.
Mm-hmm.
So in Aaron Judge's amount of at-bats, it was like 540 or something. Trevor Banning has just over a 55% for per at-bat RBI clip.
First pitch, swing and a miss.
Trevor Banning would have 300 RBIs in a Major League season.
Think he can continue that total? There's a strike.
I'm not a betting man, but I will put the house against that.
You're not a betting man, you say.
Never have, never will.
Parker Chavez down 0-2.
I'm getting mean mugged by Sam right now.
Bouncer to first. Easy play. The Mavericks down to their last out. And I got another fact for you, not quite as comprehensive, but 16 RBIs in 8 games for Trevor Banning. That means 2 a game, right?
Yep.
So if you were to extrapolate that over the course of an MLB season, that'd be 324 RBIs on the year.
So, yeah, that rate makes about sense because I did that for the amount of at-bats. You're probably going to miss a couple of games in the season. Let's say you miss about 10, 12, 15. Yeah, that's right on spot.
Owen Backstrom representing what the Mavericks hope is not the final out. 1-1 to him.
Now, Backstrom's a fun player to watch. He's going to be he's at Fresno State right now. He spent a couple years at UC Riverside, and I saw him in the doubleheader at Canyon High School and, had a tough day at the plate, but the guy can absolutely fly in the outfield.
1-2, he went out of the glove, throw down to first, and the ball game is over. A clean inning for Trevor Banning. The Power moved to 18-3, 12-2 in the CPCL. They take care of business against the Mavericks by a score of 12-3. Well, a lot of times you end the broadcast, talk about the main narratives, and unfortunately, one of the big ones is the fire that appeared in right field. And I guess I want to give a final update on it. I'm not sure if you can still see it out there. A little bit of smoke to the left of that tree. I think that the fire is dying, thankfully. So a piece of good news. The other piece of good news being that the Power win this game 12-3. And then a third piece is that Micromania will soon be starting here. So the game is over, but no fans are leaving. Obviously, don't want to say the Palm Springs Power is not the main event, but we'll say that the special event is due up. In the meantime, 12-3 the final here from Palm Springs. Vince Hesbrick with Stephen Buxton, wishing you a great rest of your day.
The Micromania ring will be built following the end of the game, and wrestling will begin shortly after.